I suppose it's my first time speaking today, but I did get to speak with you actually on Wednesday, Minister, as well at the second stage. It is very powerful, the testimony and experience and the people who've spoken here today. I mean, there's such a wealth of experience amongst all of us. As you've mentioned, Senator Bacik, that you've represented people. Senator Boyne spoke very passionately as well earlier. However, it is about justice, and justice for the survivors and the families of the survivors. And, you know, it was asked and posed a question, had we spoken to survivors? And it was mentioned earlier today, you know, that there was a meeting in Galway County Council, and very true, we did have the opportunity, and I spoke about it on Wednesday as well, that we had the opportunity to hear from 4 members, survivors and members of families of survivors who spoke to us, to all the council that day. And very shocking, very emotional, and you know, there was a commitment, and I've spoken since then with the representative of that organisation who's spoken about the support that she has received above and beyond from that local authority, and even that the site itself has been kept in such a pristine condition, so that there is an engagement at all levels in trying to support and supporting these alliances and people who are discovering and want justice. But justice has to, you know, what's been achieved with this bill, and we've spoken here about the amendments, but delaying the report coming out, not having legislation in place where there's no legal basis. There's no legal basis at the moment to transfer the information that was developed through the Commission to any other organisation. So in other words, it will just be gone. All of this valuable work that was completed over the last number of months will be gone. The original records still exist. All that was in the database are the original records that are within each of the agencies. And I suppose, Minister, I would like to ask you as well in relation to, you mentioned that there was extra funds that you've allocated towards TUSLA. Like, will there be funds there for some of these groups who are looking to access this information? I know you're going to bring forward legislation in relation to birth and tracing information, but will there be funds there for these groups who are trying to access this information through many different agencies? Because so many of these alliance groups, volunteers, are doing this themselves, and the challenge they're having is that the records are still in existence, but the challenge is actually the time it is taking to access these from all these different sources, be it from local authorities, state agencies, And I just feel that there is a step here that we can do as a government as well to support these groups in some way, as well in waiting for the legislation that will come to pass where they'll be able to access this information in a better way that doesn't currently exist. And what we're seeing at the moment is that that database right now will be protected and preserved, and that database will be available through TUSLA, and won't impact on any further or future attempts to access that information once we bring in legislation. And that's what these houses are for. This is what we can do. We can bring forward the legislation to allow access by these people, by survivors and family members, to access this legislation. I suppose I would ask for support that this bill will pass, that the report will issue, and that survivors and families of survivors will have access to this report as soon as possible. So thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you.